Alright, what up, though? This your boy Chill, be the messenger. Please don't kill the messenger. I'm a representative of CNT Nation. Of course, so follow us, like us, subscribe to us, share us. Go to all that YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Podbean.com. Look up the podcast, CNT Nation, all that. And I just want to come rock with you today. I got a few topics we want to kick it with without the group. You know, I like to be selfish sometimes and just do all the talking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get right to it. Some of the topics I want to hear today is a discussion thing. I want you to let me know what you're thinking. I want you to let me know what you think about some of these issues. And the first one I want to know is the question, because we debate, we discuss, and we always break down everything to where people can have an opinion. And that's all we ask for is an opinion. I got to respect it. At the end of the day, I might not like it. So the first thing is, do you think child support is necessary? Do you think child support is necessary? That's the first topic that I want to hit. And after that, I want to ask you the question, do you think there's a double standard in parenting? Do you think daughters are treated more unfair than the sons? I just want to get your opinion on these things. And then after that, I want to ask you the question simply. I'm going to say that one. I'm going to let you have to listen to hear out what that was going to be. I'm going to reveal that later on. So I want you to rock with your boy, and we're going to get into it. But first, I want to say, right now, I'm sitting here listening to Birth of a Nation soundtrack. I got to check the movie out here recently, and I really enjoyed it because it was a film. To me, if you know me, I'm not a movie goer on everything, and the movie was just long enough to keep my attention, and it was just right, had enough in it where I can respect the story and the building of the story. So right now I'm checking out Birth of a Nation soundtrack. If you hear it in the background, you might not. Checking that out. But back to the first question. Is child support necessary? Do we feel like child support is necessary from those who, let's say, all right, let's just scratch out deadbeat dads. Let's say if a deadbeat dad is a deadbeat dad, we know he has to do something because obviously he ain't doing it on his own. But let's talk in the cases of, what if it's a guy who's actually making, chances and setting weekend, y'all have your own thing set up, he's not necessarily giving you a certain money amount, then do you still feel it's necessary for you to go ahead and put in for that child support? Do you feel like that? Do you think that maybe, look, this is something that is designed for your child to benefit from? That means that money can come in and pay bills, school supplies, all that, as well as he give his additional money or whatever he does. If he's making an effort to do those things and provide for the child without the court system coming in, do you still feel the need to go in and get it? Or this is a case where you feel like the parents can co-parent together and make it work without bringing in any kind of, third party, middleman? I mean, in some cases, I feel like, maybe it could be avoided. But I just want to get your opinion on it. And then if you want to speak on deadbeats, let's say those guys who are very, absentee type fathers, do you feel like you need to go ahead and push the system to go ahead and get them in there and let them get there? And then if you do feel that way, if they don't pay, do you think jail time should be the punishment for it? Now, you hear what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like, I'm not going either way, I want to hear other people's opinion. Do you feel like if you get him on child support and he does not pay, or he's unable to pay, or he doesn't have a job yet, or whatever the cases are that gives them the right to put him in jail, do you feel like it's okay to put your child's father in jail where he can't do anything? Or do you think that will wake him up and make him make the decision? These are choices I want you to hit me up with. Follow me, man. Just let me know how you feel about it, and us as Christians, man, because I know I speak to anybody, but I always talk from life application. I like to apply Christian principles to the situation because we're going through it. We have people who are Christians and who have divorced or who have had children before marriage. And we still believe in God, and we still believe in Christ and Him crucified. But we just need to know answers. How we feel about this? Do you think we can help our communities out by answering these tough questions and discussing them and getting people's opinion? It don't necessarily have to agree with everybody, but just seeing where we at mentally, where we think about these things, emotionally, where we get at these things. So I'm gonna take a break. We'll come back. We're gonna discuss something. This is your boy, Chill, be the messenger. Please don't kill the messenger. What up, though? We are back. It's your boy Chill Be the Messenger. Once again, I'm being selfish. I might call this the Selfish Podcast. I mean, I used to call it the CNT Rundown, but now that I'm, building up my conversations, I want to be selfish. I might call this the Selfish Podcast, Chill Be Edition. So we're gonna get into this next topic, and double standard parenting. What I mean by that is when I ask the question, do you think we treat our daughters differently than our sons? Do you think we have to be more overly protective of our daughters than our sons when we out here? Or do we feel like we give our sons a pass on certain things we definitely wouldn't give our daughters on? For example, dating. If you have a 14-year-old daughter, do you allow her to date? If you have a 14-year-old son, do you allow him to date? And if you say yes to the son, answer the question, why is that? Do you feel like what? So let me know what you feel. Because I've heard and had these conversations with different parents and different couples and different, just having this regular, talk. And it get entertaining at times hearing some of the people make their points. But at the same time, I think it's actually a real issue. Like, are we hard on our daughters? Do we shelter them and make them feel like they can't do anything because we don't trust them, or we don't trust the boys they're going out with? Or do we have it the other way around where, our sons, where we feel like, well, boys are going to be boys, So now we need to get into that conversation. Are we unfair to our daughters? Like, for example, I remember I had this question a while back on one of the podcasts, the Hidden File podcast, ladies' night shows. And I asked the group the question, man. I was like, they got kids. And I was like, if your son came to you and told you, look, I know dad, I know mom, I know about sex, I know I'm supposed to wait till I get married, but I have made a decision up that me and my girlfriend are going to have sex. And I'm coming to tell you, will you give me some condoms? Because I feel like we just at the point now where it's just, I'm 17 years old, I'm 16 years old, I'm 15 years old, and I feel like I want to have sex. Do you give him the pack of condoms? Or how do you handle the situation? Now, I ain't talking about an 11-year-old now. You have an 11-year-old come and tell you, me and my significant other about to have sex. I mean, come on. Lord pray. Kill that. But when you have a teenager who's at this decision where they think they can make a wise decision, and you taught them about sex and you taught them about marriage, and they had the respect to come to you and ask you this question, would you give your son condoms? And now flip it. And if your daughter came and did the same thing, would you give her condoms? And this is just asking about parenting. This is just one example. I'm just touching this one because it's kind of a bigger, there's a bigger, broad opinion about that. And I'm asking Christians to tell me that. I'm asking non-Christians, everybody give me their opinion of their parenting. How would you handle this? Because then we'll start to see that we might not be as far apart as we think we are when it comes to this parenting thing, and we're all just learning. So, I want you to help me out. That's just one question. If you think anything else that's unfair for your daughters to sons, or you don't believe it at all, comment, share it with your friends. Let's talk about this. And after this, we'll get back to my mystery last segment before we close out my Selfish Podcast. This is your boy Chill B, the Messenger. I'll be right back. What up, though? I am back after the break. Don't forget to follow us, CNT Nation. Go podbean.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe, all that. Like, share, comment. And it's your boy Chill B, the Messenger. And my last question, I want this to go to everybody. I think everybody can answer this question or have a conversation about it. I'm asking, what are some reasons people might use to justify their choice to stop going to church, or their choice to jump to another church, go to another church? What are some reasons, and are some of those reasons legit? Are some of those good reasons? Like, if you know somebody who used to go to church heavily and now they don't, have you asked yourself why, or do you make assumptions? What are some things that make people not want to come anymore? I mean, we know we have our normal things. People say they're not getting anything from that church, or they say that this church isn't for me, or they're just looking for churches. They kind of, I call it club hopping. You know how you go to one spot back in the day, or currently if you're still clubbing, and you be like, this ain't really good, this ain't popping. So then you go to another spot, and you're just trying to search for a place where you can get in your groove. Do we do that with our church atmospheres, our church experiences? Are we church hopping? Are we clinging to the word, Are we looking for entertainment, or is it legit reasons? So give some reasons why people are looking for new homes to go and call theirs when they go to church. Or let's name some reasons why people have said, I'm done with going to church, the local body, and they can say they stick to the home thing, or they feel like the tradition is in the way. There's anything you think that might hinder a person from wanting to go spend and fellowship with the brethren that we are all called to do. Not saying that I disagree or agree with people who choose to change churches, because I feel like in certain cases, then you might even point some out that there are some places where you have to move just because you feel like that's necessary. But the total separation from your local body, I have a problem with that, because it's very dangerous. You need that kind of gathering amongst the brethren. So do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Help us have this dialogue. Help us have this conversation. I thank you for tuning in with me today. That's all we have for today, man. I just want you to come, please. I want to make sure we have healthy conversations, and we put all our biblical principles into everyday life applications. I'm not going to sit up here and preach you a sermon. I want us to have conversations about everyday life that we face. You want to talk about baby daddies? We're going to talk about baby daddies. You want to talk about Trump? We're going to talk about Trump. We want to talk about Hillary? We're going to talk about Hillary. I want to talk about some documentaries. 13 documentary on Netflix, powerful documentary. Birth of a Nation, which I'm checking out the soundtrack right now. Powerful movie. The soundtrack, you got artists on here that you're not even used to hearing conscious, or talk about something besides their gritty lifestyle. It's talking real life, talking real issues. Love it. Thank you for tuning in. CNT Nation representative. This is Chill Be the Messenger.